You know, somebody forwarded a video to me, a video link of a conference that was held in Salt Lake City in 2014. I forget the title of it. Had something to do with Mormonism. And actually, our campus was asked to host it here, but that changed when all the churches turned against us. So they held it somewhere else. But anyway, I didn't watch the video, but I saw a photograph of some of the people who were involved. And I saw Andy Poland of Concerned Christians, Sandra Tanner, Utah Lighthouse Ministry, Bishop Earl Erskine, Doris Hanson, Aaron Shafaloff, Rob Savolka, Tracy Tennant. Lots of people who have done a lot of work toward the LDS and reaching them. Others may have been there as well that I missed, Chip Thompson or Bill McKeever, maybe all that Manti people, I don't know. But I started thinking about all the people involved in reaching LDS people with the truth of Mormonism and all the hard work and insights that they have put together to try to reach out. Truly tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people have been liberated or at least warned not to join the LDS church because of their efforts. But then the thought came to me, you know, we've gotten a lot of people out or kept a lot of people out of Mormonism, but what have we led them to? What have we led them to? So I fell asleep thinking about that the other night, and I woke up with this idea that those people who have been focused on getting people out of Mormonism are kind of like a group of liberators who walk into a zoo. And it's an enormous zoo, and there are hundreds of cages or thousands of cages with animals who are trapped inside those cages. And the liberators are all coming in, and some of us stand outside the zoo and we warn people, don't go in, don't become captive. And others pass by the cages and they talk with the animals, or they hand them books and they talk about the failures of Mormonism. There are even some who try to open the cages themselves and force people out. I then imagine that a group of apologists worldwide were successful. Let's say all those people who were at that conference were successful, and every single animal was freed from their cage and with some trepidation exited the zoo, out into the zoo parking lot. And there they came. And they're on that platform, they're on a platform in the parking lot where all the freed animals were, stands Sandra and Bill McKeever and Chip and Doris and Earl and Tracy Tennant and Aaron, everybody who's been involved in reaching to get people free. And they eagerly welcome all the animals. Come on, Latter-day Saints, come out. And they congratulate the LDS people for exiting. You're so brave to have done that. And then suddenly a bear pops up and says, now what should I do now? How do I survive? What's the truth of being a bear in this world? What about my cubs? What am I supposed to do now? And Bill McKeever and Sandra Tanner and Aaron, they give their advice to the bear. And then Doris and Earl and Chip give their advice, and I give my advice, and Ronnie Higley gives her advice. And the bear says, I'm really confused. You're all saying kind of different things. And then the giraffes come forward and they ask questions that are important to their survival. And then the snakes and the elephants and the chimpanzees. And soon the questions go from, how do I survive and what do I do, to, is baptism required? Do I need to be baptized now? Or how come the Trinity's not in the Bible? Or do I need to still pay tithes to the church I go to now? And is it okay if I drink alcohol? Can I watch R-rated movies? What is Calvinism? Should I believe in it? And all those apologists who have done so much to get people out of that zoo and out of their cages and liberate them are in opposition to each other on these issues. And in the face of that imagery, I had to ask, what exactly are we leading these liberated folks to? I know we kind of convince ourselves that we're leading them to the Lord. We're leading them to the Lord. Come to the Lord. But that comes with so many qualifications. And those qualifications grow and grow and grow depending on who you're talking to. So my question tonight is, are the ministries to the LDS doing what they should in helping people escape, but not taking the time to make sure they don't get led into another man-made cage? Aren't we responsible, having set them free, to lead them and protect them and make sure that they won't be fooled and trapped again? We are. And here's the point of all this. As much as the other apologists do not like or appreciate me and my ways and what I would tell the animals, we are failing in our responsibility to protect those we liberate from Mormonism from further manipulation. Ready? The only viable way for us as people reaching to the LDS to protect them is to teach them truly. It's up to you, bear. It's up to you, giraffe. It's up to you, snake, how you are going to pursue Christ Jesus now that you know him. Our message ought to include that every one of them can come to know the Lord by his Spirit in them themselves, and to never ever think an organized religion or a religious person has the right to insert themselves between them and God. No one ever again. We're not giving that message. We're taking the lazy way and saying, go to a good church. Yeah, go to a good church and find yourself trapped again. So we have to teach them the variables that exist in the Christian walk. We have to admit that there are as many fairy tales and traditions orbiting around Christianity as there were in Mormonism. We have to teach them that. And that there are pastors who will try to put them in bondage again. And that they are free to think and challenge and walk with Christ without any of these other influences. Think about it, folks. Subjective Christianity, if we bound together in our ministries and we said, listen, you LDS, come out and be aware. Watch what people are doing. Carefully check what's going on in the churches you're attending. You have the right to leave at any time, and don't be subject to another prison.